Most people believe that if you want stronger muscles, you need two things, protein and maybe a scoop of vitamin D supplements. And yes, protein is essential, and vitamin D plays a role in bone health and muscle strength. But here's the surprising truth, relying only on vitamin D pills may not be giving your body what it really needs to unlock muscle growth. In fact, there are two other vitamins, ones we often overlook, that when taken at breakfast can accelerate muscle building and improve how your body actually uses the protein you eat. Why does this matter? Because muscle isn't just about looking stronger. After the age of 30, we lose 3–5% of our muscle mass each decade, and that loss speeds up after 60. Muscle is the engine that drives your metabolism, stabilizes your joints, and protects your independence as you age. Research even shows that maintaining lean muscle lowers your risk of chronic diseases like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even certain cancers. So building and preserving muscle is not just about the gym, it's about longevity, confidence, and vitality. Here's what neuroscience and physiology tell us. Your muscles aren't just passively sitting there waiting for exercise. They're wired into your nervous system, constantly communicating with your brain about energy demands, stress, and recovery. When you nourish them properly at the right time, especially in the morning, you prime this entire system for performance throughout the day. That's why the first meal and the micronutrients you choose at that meal can dramatically change your body's ability to build and maintain muscle. In today's talk, I'll break down 6 powerful insights you need to know. You'll discover why 2 specific vitamins are more important than vitamin D for muscle growth, how they work in synergy with your nervous system and protein metabolism, and simple ways to incorporate them into your breakfast routine. Along the way, I'll share research-backed tools you can start applying immediately, whether you're 25 and training hard or 65 and focused on staying strong for life. So let's dive into the science of these overlooked vitamins and see how a small change of breakfast can transform the strength and resilience of your entire body. When people think about muscle growth, their mind usually jumps straight to protein shakes, gym sessions, or maybe even creatine. But here's the truth, most people miss, without the right ignition system in your body, none of that protein or training will translate into real usable strength. That ignition system is powered by vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is often called the energy vitamin, but that title undersells just how critical it is for muscle development. At the cellular level, B12 plays a vital role in producing red blood cells, which carry oxygen to your muscles. If you've ever felt unusually fatigued, lightheaded, or unable to push through a workout, low B12 might be part of the reason. Muscles simply cannot contract and recover efficiently without a steady oxygen supply. But here's where it gets fascinating. Your nervous system, the communication highway between your brain and muscles, also depends heavily on B12. Every time you lift a weight, climb stairs, or even grip a coffee cup, your brain sends rapid-fire electrical signals through nerves. Those nerves are insulated by a protective layer called the myelin sheath. Think of myelin like the rubber coating around electrical wires. It keeps the signal strong and fast. B12 is essential for building and maintaining that myelin. Without it, the signal from your brain to your muscles weakens, causing sluggish contractions, poor coordination, and slower gains in strength. Research backs this up. A study published in Neurology showed that B12 deficiency can impair balance, strength, and neuromuscular control, even in younger adults. Another report in the Journal of Nutrition noted that athletes with optimal B12 levels had higher endurance and faster recovery times. This is why B12 isn't just a vitamin for seniors, but a performance nutrient for anyone looking to maximize muscle output. Now, here's the practical side. Where do we actually get B12? It's naturally found in animal-based foods, eggs, salmon, tuna, chicken, beef, and dairy. For breakfast, a simple omelet with spinach and cheese, or smoked salmon on whole grain toast gives you a solid boost. For those who follow a plant-based diet, fortified cereals or nutritional yeast can provide some B12, but supplementation may be necessary since plants don't naturally make it. Let me give you a relatable analogy. Think of your muscles as a high-performance sports car. Protein is the fuel, exercise is the engine revving, but B12 is the spark plug. Without the spark plug firing, the engine can't ignite properly. No matter how much fuel you pour in, that's exactly what happens in the body. You can eat all the protein you want, but if your nervous system and oxygen delivery aren't optimized with enough B12, the gains will be minimal. A simple tool you can apply is this: make B12-rich foods a non-negotiable part of your breakfast. By doing this in the morning, you not only start the day with a neuromuscular advantage, but you also align with your body's natural circadian rhythms. Studies suggest that nutrient absorption and muscle protein synthesis are more efficient earlier in the day. That means a breakfast with eggs or salmon doesn't just keep you full, it sets your nervous system and muscles up for peak performance across the entire day. So the next time you sit down for breakfast, ask yourself, am I fueling just for calories, or am I fueling my neuromuscular ignition system? The difference between the two can mean the difference between slow, frustrating progress and steady, powerful gains. If vitamin B12 is the ignition system for muscle contraction, then vitamin C is the repair crew that keeps everything strong, flexible, and ready for the next challenge. Most people associate vitamin C with immune health or fighting off colds. But in reality, this nutrient is a cornerstone of muscle recovery and tissue resilience, two factors that determine how quickly and effectively you can build muscle. Here's why: every time you exercise, especially with resistance training, you create micro tears in your muscle fibers. That might sound damaging, but it's actually the very signal your body uses to grow stronger. The problem is, if those fibers don't repair efficiently, you're left with lingering soreness, slower recovery, and a higher risk of injury. This is where vitamin C shines. It plays a critical role in collagen synthesis, the process of rebuilding the scaffolding that holds muscles, tendons, and ligaments together. Without enough vitamin C, this repair work is weaker, meaning your muscles can't adapt as effectively to the stress you're placing on them. Research in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition highlights that vitamin C deficiency directly compromises collagen formation, leading to reduced muscle strength and delayed recovery. Another study in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research found that athletes with higher vitamin C intake reported less muscle soreness and recovered faster between workouts. Think of vitamin C as the body's natural construction crew, patching up the micro tears and reinforcing the structure so you come back stronger with every session. But vitamin C's role goes even deeper. Exercise produces oxidative stress, a flood of free radicals that can damage cells if left unchecked. Vitamin C acts as a potent antioxidant, neutralizing those free radicals before they slow down recovery. This means less inflammation, less muscle breakdown, and more energy for repair and growth. So, how can you put this into practice? The good news is vitamin C is abundant in everyday foods. Citrus fruits like oranges, grapefruits, and lemons are classics. But don't forget strawberries, kiwi, bell peppers, and even broccoli. A simple breakfast hack might be pairing a vegetable omelet for B12 with a side of fresh orange slices or a handful of berries on top of your oatmeal. This combination not only tastes great, but also delivers the precise nutrients your muscles need for both activation and repair. Let me give you an analogy. Imagine your muscles are like a bridge under construction. Exercise puts weight and stress on that bridge, creating small cracks. Protein supplies the raw materials like steel and concrete, but without vitamin C, the workers who actually fix the cracks and reinforce the structure don't show up. Over time, the bridge weakens. With vitamin C, the workers arrive on time, patch the cracks, and make the bridge stronger than before. Here's a simple tool. Aim to include at least one fresh source of vitamin C in your breakfast every day. Whether it's half a grapefruit, a handful of strawberries, or even just squeezing lemon juice over avocado toast, the key is consistency. Your muscles thrive not on occasional doses, but on steady, daily support. And by the way, if insights like this are helping you connect the dots between nutrition and performance, consider subscribing to this channel. That way you'll always have access to science-driven tools that help you optimize your body, your brain, and your health. We're building a community here that's all about practical science you can actually apply. So the takeaway is clear. Don't just think of vitamin C as an immune booster. Think of it as your muscle repair vitamin. By making it part of your breakfast, you not only speed recovery, but also build the foundation that makes long-term muscle growth sustainable. When it comes to muscle growth, most people obsess over what they eat after a workout, the so-called anabolic window. And yes, post-exercise nutrition matters. But research shows there's another window that's just as powerful, and it opens the moment you wake up: breakfast. Here's why morning nutrition is so critical. Overnight, your body has been in a fasting state. Glycogen stores, your muscles' quick energy reserves are partly depleted. Your blood amino acid levels are low, and your body is primed to absorb nutrients with maximum efficiency. In other words, your system is like dry soil at sunrise, ready to soak up whatever you give it first. By feeding it the right vitamins and protein early, you set the stage for how your muscles will function, repair, and grow throughout the day. A fascinating study in the Journal of Nutrition demonstrated that muscle protein synthesis, the process of turning dietary protein into muscle tissue, is significantly more effective when protein is consumed in the morning compared to skipping breakfast or pushing protein later into the day. Another study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people who consistently ate a nutrient-rich breakfast not only had higher lean body mass, but also better overall strength compared to breakfast skippers. Think of it this way: breakfast is like the opening move in a chess game. If you start strong, you control the pace and direction of the rest of the game. If you miss that first opportunity, you're always trying to catch up. Now, why specifically combine vitamin B12 and vitamin C at breakfast? It's because both nutrients act like amplifiers for the fuel you're giving your body. B12 ensures that the nervous system is firing efficiently, that oxygen delivery to muscles is optimized, and that the protein you eat is being properly utilized. Vitamin C, on the other hand, ensures that recovery starts early, collagen synthesis is activated, and oxidative stress is minimized. By pairing them with high-quality protein in the morning, you're essentially priming your muscles with both the activation and the repair signals before your day even begins. Let's make this practical. Imagine 2 different mornings. On one, you grab just a cup of coffee and maybe a pastry. On the other, you sit down to scrambled eggs with spinach rich in B12, a slice of smoked salmon, and a bowl of mixed berries loaded with vitamin C. Which version of you is going to have better focus, more stable energy, and stronger muscle protein synthesis by lunchtime? It's not even close. Another important point is circadian rhythm. Your body clock isn't just about sleep, it also governs metabolism. Nutrient absorption, hormone release, and cellular repair follow daily rhythms. Research shows that insulin sensitivity and protein utilization are higher earlier in the day. This means your muscles are literally more receptive to growth signals in the morning than they are at night. By skipping breakfast or delaying it, you miss the chance to capitalize on your body's natural rhythms. Here, SEP's a simple tool: structure your breakfast around the 3 MS macronutrients, micronutrients, and metabolism boosters. That means including a quality protein source like eggs, Greek yogurt, or salmon, a B12 source, animal products, or fortified cereals, a vitamin C source, citrus, berries, or peppers. This trio ensures you're not just eating calories, but delivering a targeted muscle-building signal to your body. So the next time you think about supplements or post-workout shakes, ask yourself, what am I doing with the first meal of my day? Because that choice, the nutrients you give your body at breakfast, could be the difference between muscle that stagnates and muscle that thrives. If protein is the raw material of muscle, vitamins are the architects and engineers that tell your body how to actually use that material, and this is where most people miss the mark. They focus on hitting their daily protein target, 100, 120, maybe 150 grams, but forget that without the right vitamins in the system, much of that protein isn't efficiently converted into new muscle. Here's the science. Protein is broken down into amino acids, the building blocks of muscle. But amino acids don't just snap into muscle fibers on their own. They require enzymes, cofactors, and signaling pathways to guide them into place. Vitamin B12 and vitamin C are 2 of the most important cofactors in this process. B12 helps with DNA synthesis and red blood cell production, ensuring amino acids are delivered efficiently to muscle tissue. Vitamin C supports the enzymatic reactions needed to form strong collagen bonds, which provide the scaffolding for new muscle tissue. Without these vitamins, the building blocks are there, but the construction crew is missing. A good analogy is this: imagine you've ordered all the bricks and lumber to build a house, and the delivery truck shows up. That's your protein. But if the builders and engineers don't arrive, those materials just sit there. That's what happens when people eat protein without the necessary micronutrients. B12 and C are the builders and engineers. They transform raw material into usable structure. Research supports this synergy. A paper in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition noted that nutrient timing and co-nutrient availability meaning having the right vitamins present when you consume protein significantly improves muscle protein synthesis. Another study found that pairing antioxidants like vitamin C with protein-rich meals reduced markers of muscle damage post-exercise, allowing faster repair and growth. Let's make it practical. Say you're having a protein shake in the morning. On its own, it's helpful. But pair it with a handful of strawberries or a small glass of orange juice, and suddenly you're amplifying recovery with vitamin C. Add in a breakfast that includes eggs or smoked salmon, and you've layered in B12 for neuromuscular activation. That's not just nutrition, that's a system designed for growth. Timing matters too. Consuming protein with these vitamins at breakfast sets the stage for what scientists call muscle protein synthesis signaling. This is like flipping a switch that tells your body, we're building today. If you delay this process until later in the day, you shorten the window of opportunity for muscle repair and adaptation. It's like telling the construction crew to start their work at 5 p.m. instead of 9 a.m. Much less gets done. Here's a simple tool. Whenever you're eating protein, think pair it with purpose. Don't just ask, am I getting enough grams? Ask, am I giving my body the cofactors it needs to actually use this protein? A breakfast omelet with spinach B12 and bell peppers, C, or Greek yogurt topped with kiwi and berries are perfect examples of pairing. And if you're finding this perspective helpful, connecting the dots between vitamins, timing, and real muscle growth, I'd invite you to subscribe to this channel. Every week we dive into these science-backed strategies so you can stop guessing and start applying tools that actually work for your body and mind. Joining this community means you'll always have research-driven insights at your fingertips. So remember, protein is necessary but not sufficient. It's the combination protein plus B12 plus vitamin C delivered at the right time that transforms your nutrition into strength, resilience, and muscle growth. Most people think of muscles as simple machines. You lift, they grow. But in reality, muscles are more like instruments in a symphony, and the conductor is your nervous system. Without clear, powerful communication from the brain, muscles can't contract efficiently, coordinate properly, or adapt to training. This is where vitamins B12 and C quietly play a profound role, not just in fueling muscles, but in strengthening the entire brain-muscle connection. Here's what's happening beneath the surface. Every time you perform a movement, whether it's squatting a barbell or simply standing up from a chair, your brain sends an electrical signal down your spinal cord and through your nerves to the muscle fibers. Those fibers contract only if the signal is strong and well insulated. The insulation, known as the myelin sheath, is built and maintained in large part by vitamin B12. Without B12, that signal becomes weak and slow, like trying to run high voltage electricity through frayed wires. The result? Poor coordination, slower reflexes, and reduced strength output. Research published in Frontiers in Neurology highlights that B12 deficiency can cause not only fatigue, but also neuromuscular impairments, even in otherwise healthy adults. This isn't just about avoiding weakness in old age. It's about maximizing every rep, every contraction, every ounce of strength your nervous system is capable of generating. Vitamin C enters the picture in a complementary way. As an antioxidant, it protects nerve cells from oxidative stress, which increases during both intense physical training and psychological stress. High oxidative stress can damage neurons, slowing down communication between the brain and muscles. Vitamin C essentially acts like a shield, keeping nerve pathways clear and responsive. Some studies even suggest that sufficient vitamin C intake supports neurotransmitter function, including dopamine and norepinephrine, brain chemicals that directly influence motivation, focus, and energy during workouts. Here's a practical example. Have you ever gone into a workout feeling mentally foggy, unfocused, or sluggish? And no matter how much coffee you had, your performance just wasn't there? That's not just a mental problem, it's a nervous system issue. And the nutrients you take in at breakfast, like B12 and C, set the tone for how sharp and connected that brain-muscle communication will be for the rest of the day. A simple analogy, think of your muscles as high-performance speakers. Protein builds the speakers themselves, but B12 is the wiring that carries the signal, and vitamin C is the surge protector keeping the system from burning out. Without all three, the music doesn't play at its full power or clarity. A tool you can apply is this: include foods in your breakfast that support both the muscular and neural sides of performance. That might mean an egg and vegetable scramble, B12 plus antioxidants, or smoked salmon with a side of kiwi. The goal isn't just to fuel your body, but to activate the neural circuitry that tells your body how to move, recover, and adapt. And here's the empowering perspective. When you support your nervous system, you're not just building muscle, you're building sharper coordination, quicker reflexes, and even better cognitive performance, because the truth is, the same neural pathways that fire when you contract your muscles also support your memory, focus, and reaction time. Stronger brain-muscle communication means a stronger brain, period. So the takeaway is clear. Muscle strength doesn't start in the gym, it starts in your nervous system. And by making B12 and vitamin C part of your morning, you're fueling not just the body, but the brain that drives it. At this point, we've covered the science. Vitamin B12 is the ignition switch, vitamin C is the repair crew, breakfast is the prime window, and both nutrients work in synergy with protein and your nervous system. But knowledge without application doesn't change much. What matters most is how you turn this into simple daily practices, especially at breakfast, so your body has no choice but to grow stronger. The first tool is what I call the muscle building plate formula. It's sets built on 3 parts. Protein base. Start with 20-30 grams of high-quality protein. Eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or smoked salmon are excellent. For plant-based eaters, tofu scrambles or fortified plant yogurts work well. BUA12 source. Animal proteins naturally cover this, but if you're plant-based, look for fortified cereals or add nutritional yeast. This ensures your nervous system gets the signal boost it needs. Vitamin C side. Add a fresh fruit or vegetable. Half a grapefruit, a cup of strawberries, kiwi, or even bell peppers. The goal is to get at least 70-90 milligrams of vitamin C in the morning. With this formula, you don't have to overthink. Every breakfast becomes a muscle-supporting protocol. Here, text what it might look like in practice. Option 1, a 3-egg omelet with spinach and cheese paired with sliced oranges. Option 2, smoked salmon on whole grain toast with avocado plus a bowl of strawberries. Option 3, plant-based fortified oatmeal topped with nutritional yeast, chia seeds, and kiwi. Option 4, quick grab and go, Greek yogurt with mixed berries and a sprinkle of nuts. The second tool is consistency over perfection. Too many people get stuck on whether they're hitting exact numbers or worrying about missing a day. What research shows is that muscle growth and recovery respond best to habitual input. In other words, your body thrives on daily rhythms. Missing one breakfast won't erase your gains, but consistently starting your mornings with the right nutrients creates a compounding effect over weeks and months. This compounds into noticeable strength, energy, and resilience. The third tool is to think pairing, not popping. Supplements can be useful, but the body absorbs and utilizes vitamins more effectively when they're paired with whole foods. Eating B12 in eggs or fish alongside protein ensures it's absorbed with fat and amino acids. Vitamin C from citrus or berries is better absorbed when eaten fresh alongside other plant compounds. This food-first approach creates natural synergy supplements alone can't replicate. Now, here's a behavioral trick rooted in psychology: habit stacking. Link your new breakfast habit to something you already do every morning. For example, if you always brew coffee, prep your fruit while the coffee drips, or if you scroll your phone first thing, replace 5 minutes of scrolling with prepping your omelet or yogurt bowl. By stacking new actions onto old ones, you reduce resistance and make the behavior automatic. Finally, remember that muscle growth isn't just physical, it's motivational. Every time you choose a nutrient-rich breakfast, you're sending yourself a powerful message. I'm the kind of person who fuels my body to be strong and resilient. That identity reinforcement is what makes habits last long term. So here's the challenge. Tomorrow morning, try one of these breakfast protocols. Notice not just how your muscles feel in the gym, but how your energy, focus, and mood feel throughout the day. That's the ripple effect of fueling your neuromuscular system from the very first meal. Because in the end, it's not about adding more supplements. It's about using the right foods at the right time and the right combinations. Do this consistently, and you won't just build muscle, you'll build a body and mind that carry you with strength for decades to come. So let's step back and connect the dots. We began with the idea that building muscle isn't just about piling on protein or relying on vitamin D supplements. The real power lies in how you fuel your body's ignition system and repair crew, vitamin B12 and vitamin C, especially at the start of your day. Here's what the research shows. B12 ensures your nervous system fires clean signals, your red blood cells deliver oxygen, and your muscles actually receive the activation they need to contract with strength. Vitamin C ensures those muscles, tendons, and ligaments repair efficiently while also shielding your cells from oxidative stress so you recover faster. Together, they turn protein from mere fuel into structure, performance, and resilience. We also explored why timing matters. Breakfast isn't just a tradition, it's a prime opportunity to direct your body toward growth. Eating B12 mindfulness and C-rich foods with protein early in the day takes advantage of your body's natural circadian rhythms, flipping on the switch for muscle synthesis and recovery before your day even begins. And when you stack this habit daily, the benefits compound: stronger muscles, sharper focus, faster recovery, and a body that supports you long into the future. So here's my challenge for you tomorrow morning. Don't just reach for coffee and call it breakfast. Try one of the protocols we discussed. Maybe it's eggs with spinach and oranges, or salmon with berries, or a plant-based bowl with fortified oats and kiwi. Notice how your energy feels, how your focus sharpens, and how your body responds over the coming weeks. Small choices, consistently applied, build a foundation of strength that no supplement can replace. And if you found value in today's talk, I'd love for you to join this community by liking this video, sharing your own experiences in the comments, and subscribing for more science-backed tools you can apply to your mind and body. Together, we're building not just stronger muscles, but stronger lives. Remember, your first meal is your first message to your body. Make it a message of strength,